2, and we're live at CaperCon. So we're very excited to be here. My name's Mark, and I'm joined, as always, by my brother Colin.
Hello.
And we're super happy to be here. You guys can come on in. Don't be shy. Come take a seat. There's lots of prizes to give away. So, like we said, we're live at CaperCon. We're going to be putting this up. So anyone in the audience, sorry to have to sit through this, but we're going to be putting this up as a regular episode. And this is our first live episode, so it's going to be quite the adventure. So we're super happy to be here. Like I said, this is our first live show. So we'll explain a little bit about what we are, what we do. We're local in Sydney. We're a couple of brothers, like we said, that love video games, love Nintendo especially. So we named ourselves the Warp Whistle Podcast. We've been doing this for 10 months, something like that. So, and Colin's podcast did before that. You guys are going for...
Yeah, we're going for just over a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's another podcast called the BFGC.
Yeah, so they're another local group. But we decided to take this one to CaperCon because we know the Smash Brothers tournament's going on. We know there's a lot of people here that love video games, love Nintendo and all that kind of stuff. So we figured we'd come out and do something fun. So what we thought we would do... You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. So what we thought we would do is something a little bit fun that will get you guys interacting with us. We have some spare batteries. We were scared that the mic was going to run out. Thank you very much. All right. Fun of a live show. So, excellent. Thank you. So what we're going to do is a very simple game, very easy way to win prizes. And we've got a lot of prizes here. So you can see 2 of the shirts over here. And all that table is full of prizes. There's stuff ranging from games to figures, t-shirts, comics. There's a Scott Pilgrim soundtrack there that's really, really good. The Black Flag video game for Xbox One, if anyone has an Xbox One, that's yours. There's a bunch of stuff down there. So what you...
There is one prize that you have to be 18 or older to get it. It's kind of a violent game, so...
Yes.
So you guys know.
We'll keep an eye on that one.
We got a special guest tonight, Robert Smith.
Hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks for coming out. Tina, how you doing? All right, so everyone's like, for God's sake, just get to how we give prizes. So what we're going to be doing is we picked 3 games. Those games are Mario, 3 series, I guess. 3 series, franchises. So the franchises are Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon. So of those 3 franchises, what we want everyone to do, and what we'll do first, is you have to pick one of those franchises that Nintendo gets to keep. Nintendo's going to keep making games in that franchise. The other franchise, Nintendo's going to give away to one of the other companies, one of its rival companies. So that game will never, ever appear on a Nintendo platform again. It's going to go to Xbox, PlayStation. You can give it away to another third-party developer, whoever you want, but it's never, ever going to show up on a Nintendo platform. The third game is going to get killed. Never again will a game be made in this series. And you have to decide which games you want to keep, pass, or kill. If you want, you can give us a little explanation. If you don't want, you can just say the 3 games. But anyone that comes up and tells us what games you want to keep, pass, or kill gets a prize. Sound good?
It's that easy.
That easy. All right. Colin.
Yep.
Want to go first? Sure. All right.
So you're going to hit me 100% for this.
Probably.
Just going to get it out of the way right now. I'm going to kill Mario.
I knew you were going to do that.
But I have a good explanation of why. So, has anyone played Mario Maker? It just came out?
Woo!
Yeah, it's great. Did you like it?
Yeah.
Pretty great. So, I figured that's kind of their swan song for Mario. You don't need any more Mario games because it's like an infinite Mario game.
I like that logic.
3D Marios. You get lost there.
3D Mario.
But Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 were probably the best.
Sunshine is good.
I actually never really played Sunshine, to be honest.
I remember playing Sunshine for the GameCube. It was probably one of the most fun GameCube games that I've run it on for. But
Yes.
it was like coming from 64. It was like there's a lot of running and jumping and whatnot, but the whole Springboard system with different mouses made it interesting.
Yeah,
That's a cool gimmick, right?
Bowser Jr. kind of sucked as an antagonist though.
Was that who the antagonist was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He was posing as
He was posing as like like crudely drawn Mario that was going around. I was like, really interesting. I was like, this is an evil Mario. This guy's interesting.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm Bowser Jr. I was like, oh, and why is Bowser Jr.? Because he wants a mother. I was like, all right, no.
Yeah, it was a really weird premise.
No.
For sure.
Yes.
So you kill off Mario.
I kill off Mario
Okay.
just because Mario Maker really set the bar.
You know what? I understand that.
Yeah.
So who are you passing on? Who are you giving away?
Giving away, I'm gonna give away Pokemon.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I know they just announced that new iPhone. It's called Pokemon Go. Have you guys seen that Pokemon Go trailer? It looks cool.
Augmented reality. Looks very cool.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm more of a traditional kind of gamer myself, so I don't want to see. It's gonna be cool, but I'd rather use a regular Pokemon game, and I would pass it off to level 5, so they can develop it. They made Ni no Kuni, which is kind of like Pokemon, so if they could make a Pokemon game like that, in the same kind of art style, it would be just absolutely amazing. And they also did some good stuff with Dragon Quest 8, and some interesting things with Dragon Quest 9.
So you put it in good hands.
Oh yeah, definitely good hands.
Okay.
I think Bandai and Namco do a lot with them.
Alright.
So we kind of with them too. So that obviously leaves The Legend of Zelda with Nintendo forever. And the reason is because that game needs a lot of polish. Those games always need a lot of polish, and Nintendo polishes the heck out of all of their games, especially Zelda. I was thinking I was going to give Zelda off to like Bethesda or somebody.
Yeah, that
Sounds
sounds
like Skyrim. But if you ever play Bethesda games, they're always really, really, really good, but there's always something wrong with the polish, like the combat doesn't feel right, there's a lot of glitches. It's not Zelda quality, I find.
Okay.
So those are my 3 picks.
Alright. Very good. So what do you guys think of those?
Disagree?
got
So
some
agreement, it's a lot of
okay.
hate for Mario.
So we'll give you guys a chance to come up and argue there. Oh man, you're done. Alright, so
They hate me.
with my Alright, I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna give Zelda away. Same kind of thing. I'm gonna give them away, but I'm gonna give them away to someone different. I'm gonna go with Naughty Dog.
Oh, that's weird.
Okay. So I want an Uncharted style, like adventure, because the Zelda games kind of follow all the same thing. Like you play one Zelda game, the graphics improve, all that kind of stuff, but it's kind of just a rehash of the same thing. You go into the dungeon, you get the item that you need to finish that dungeon, and then you move on to the next thing, right?
Yes, I have one thing though.
Okay.
All the Uncharted games are very linear, cinematic. Zelda is not at all.
Yeah, but maybe it could be.
That was kind of linear in a way.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
in a way.
aside from Link Between Worlds, name a Zelda that's non-linear. I mean, okay, yes, you can explore Hyrule and stuff,
Yeah.
but they all fall. You have to get
Oh,
a
I
hook
know.
shot before you can move on. You have to get this, you have to get that. So I think
Zelda 1.
so I think that's what I give it away for, because I think they do something cool. I think they have a cool story behind Zelda. I think they really help, move the story. Like if you played Hyrule Warriors, they kind of had this like big story that grabbed all the different Zelda universes together and all this kind of stuff. And I thought like, say what you will about that game, but I thought that was kind of cool and a lot of voice acting and different things. So I think a company like that, like PS4, I think that'd be a good home for Zelda. I'm going to keep Mario.
I knew that. I knew it already.
Just because I know Mario Maker just came out and you had a very good reasoning, and I almost killed Mario just because of that. But I don't know what Nintendo is without Mario. It's like Disney killing off Mickey Mouse. And I don't know, like that's their mascot. He's one of the most recognized mascots in the world, so you can't get rid of him. You can't just kill him, so they have to keep him. And Pokemon, obviously, is who I'm going to kill off. And that was a tough choice because those games are great, but Nintendo has some other things. There's some other companies that are doing great things. I think Pokemon Go is going to be really cool, and that would be a really good swan song, and then Nintendo can move on to like Yokai Watch and a couple of different things like that.
Yeah, Yokai Watch looks really good. That's developed by Level 5.
Exactly. So that's what I'm thinking. So let's see, like shaking heads, maybe nodding heads. Anyone agree with me? No, this guy's like definitely no. His head's gonna fall off. He's like shaking.
Spider-Man's off. He's for it.
You're right on.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
I was with you.
All right. Okay. So let's start it off with anyone that wants to say something a little bit different. Come on up. We're gonna give you a mic. You're gonna say what you want. and then you go over and pick a prize, alright?
So before we get into the prizes, I just want to point out the one thing you have to be over 18 to get is Hotline Miami. It's
Let's take that up here.
it's
so
a
that
Steam
it's
code
somewhat-
game. Yeah. If you want this one, you can come up and get it. It's for Steam, but it's very violent, so we want to
Okay.
give that off to someone that.
So you ready to go?
Yeah, say your name and then just say whatever else.
Hello guys, my name is Deval Toussaint. I've been at uni for about 25 years. In regards to these questions, it's really tough creatively, but I would keep for the game to keep, I'd keep Pokemon because like it's a long running Nintendo franchise series and it's pretty much what made them third biggest cash cow. However, I am not a fan of all these remakes though, and like because like we're in an age where like they're remaking like movies and TV shows and all that. Like they just did the new Fantastic Four movie, which really sucked. But I mean, like, I don't know. I guess we're all generation like, oh, we need remakes because we can't remember stories from like 30 years ago. But no. I'm gonna say for Pokemon, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But just like for Nintendo, I'd be like, stop the remakes. Just try to come up with new stuff. As for past, I would say Legend of Zelda, and for that, I would like to see them go to Square Enix.
Well, that'd be good.
Because my reason for that is, well, like Zelda's an okay action series, but there's like a lot of story behind it. But the combat is like the main focus in Legend of Zelda, and it's not really more of the lore. And if it was with Square Enix, they could do a really good action-based system and focus on the lore, like they did with Type 0, Southern Kingdom Hearts series. What was another action RPG for Type? Dirge Cerberus. That would be really good. I would have to kill off Mario, unfortunately, because I mean, Mario Maker out now. Everybody knows how Mario games are made and all that, but I mean, like, it seems kind of decent. But I mean, getting everybody to make their own Mario game, like, I wouldn't be surprised if any other Mario games get announced. They wouldn't be as popular as Mario Maker because like when we were kids, it's like, hey, we get to play these levels that are already pre-designed for us, and now we can make the levels. So, I mean, it's going to be a big cash cow game, but it's not going to be really as effective as new titles coming out. Like it's going to be this. It's been like the pinnacle per se.
I agree. What do you think of? You said Square Enix. What do you think of Pokemon going to Square Enix? Imagine how good that would look. Just don't change the gameplay. It would just look crazy.
No, if Pokemon I don't know. If I had seen Pokemon go to a different company, I would say the makers of Persona.
Yeah,
Because I don't know, that could be somewhat decent. Plus,
I only played one Persona, which was 4 gold and on the Vita, which was really good.
I've only played Ultimax and Arena, so
Okay.
and a little bit of 3 plus.
Alright, cool.
Alright,
Very
thank you
much.
Jamal, you big prize.
Thanks, yeah. Right.
So for people that just came in, basically what we did was, there you go, how can I explain this very quickly?
I think that
We picked 3 Nintendo franchises, and we had to choose to make Nintendo keep one. Nintendo would pass one off to another developer, you choose that, and one to kill off. So we gave 3 franchises were Zelda, Mario, and Pokemon. And if you guys come up with a suggestion, you can get to pick a prize at the prize table.
indeed. Good explanation.
Thanks.
Alright, next up.
I'm Evan, and I really don't have much to say on this matter, but
One of the prizes.
I keep Pokemon because I grew up with it and it's my all-time favorite game series. I would definitely kill off Zelda. Wow. Because I have this thing where if I've never played it, I automatically hate it.
You've never played any Zelda?
Never played any Zelda games.
Sorry.
And I just pass off Mario.
To who?
Well, anybody wants it.
Anybody? Which would be everybody, I think. Alright,
Alright, cool.
thank you very much.
Go Brett.
Alright. Is it done? Alright, so for this one, anyone that comes up, yeah, you have to talk really close. If you hold it back this far, it goes so almost like you like put your mouth on it, which is weird.
Well, hi, I'm Sam, and I'm gonna have to say, probably kill Zelda, because I've never been a big fan of Zelda, but I don't think it'd be the best. It's done a lot of different games, but I don't think there's nothing that could be that new. I'd say pass Mario, because there's there's not much new you can do with it, but it's always been like a huge hit. So it has a ton of fans, probably do well, get a couple $1,000 maybe, probably do good. And I'd say keep Pokemon. It's my all-time favorite game, and even if you pass it, be good. But it's perfect. There's a bunch new you can do. There's a huge fan base. It could be like if Mario got passed, it'd be the new face of Nintendo. And there's like tons of Pokemon that have never been made. No one would really want to see it go. Like Pikachu's adorable, so yeah. And it's good for both genders because it has tough Pokemon and cute ones. And there's in between ones, so I think it'd be really good if you keep Pokemon.
Alright.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Grab something out of the table.
Alright, next up.
Hey there. So my name is Matthew. I've been a gamer for most of my life anyway. So I'm going to kind of go the controversial route here. I would kill Pokemon. I've never played a Pokemon game in my life, though my friends played quite a bit of it. Never quite saw the appeal, but I think after the original went from 150 characters to like, what is it, like 700 or
I think it's like 600.
No, the actual number is about 600
49.
Oh, I'm thinking like
Well, regardless, it's getting too big, and I think it's eventually just going to kind of collapse under its own weight. So I'd kill it. Got to keep Mario because, it's Mario. It's like you said, it's like Disney saying, "Oh, no more Mickey Mouse." Sorry. But what I would do is I would actually pass the Legend of Zelda franchise off to Kojima Productions. I would like to see what a Metal Gear Solid style game done, but like with a fantasy setting. So that's
So like a stealthy Zelda?
yeah, like a stealthy kind of, and then like obviously without like the 30-minute cutscenes, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do.
Cool.
Very cool. Thank you very much,
Thank you
man.
very much. That's some good choices.
Kojima, man, I didn't.
Yeah,
Kojima's
Kojima's
on my radar.
That's a really good pick.
Alright, Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I would keep Mario. Mario is the flagship franchise. It is, well, for me, it has been hours of fun for decades. So, and even with this new Mario Maker, I still want to see what Nintendo can do with the game. Zelda, I would pass that off. Probably, I'd agree with Jamal, pass that off to somewhere like Square. Let them do it. It's a fantasy game. No two Zelda games are identical, so just like Final Fantasy games, no two games are identical. You could do something there. And Pokemon, well, I played it, I've enjoyed it, but not nearly as much as the other two, so I'd kill that off. No problem.
I see a generation gap in the choices of killing Pokemon and keeping Pokemon.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's like a.
And same with Zelda, you guys are going to miss out on Zelda.
Alright, next up.
Hi, my name is James. I've been playing video games pretty much my entire life. First off, I'd have to keep Mario, just because Mario is probably the first game I ever beat in my entire life, Mario 64. I think, like, despite there not being too much really you can do, like, the side-scroller Mario games, I'm just sure Nintendo will come up with more than enough 3D Mario games. Like, as long as they put the effort into it, keep the franchise going for a long time still.
Yeah, definitely.
Legend of Zelda is one I'd probably pass. Just because I think that there's not too much more that really Nintendo could really do with it, I'd say. Like, I think after the new one for the Wii U, or if it comes with the NX, whatever, I think that one would probably be, like, the best that they can come up with for Zelda. But for some reason, I would see Ubisoft taking it. I see...
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I see a lot of parallels coming to Assassin's Creed. Like, they already got the dumb, glowy, like, shiny objects, so, like, yeah. There's some swordplay with that, so might as well. But I'd have to say, as much as it pains me, I'd have to kill out Pokemon. Just because of the fact that, I agree, I think it has gotten a little too big, too many Pokemon. There's not really much else to come up with
They
there.
just keep re-releasing on the old
Yeah,
ones.
like,
iterations.
at best, that's what they could do, and even then, there's not much difference to it there anyway. So, yeah, that's what I go with.
Awesome, thank you very much.
I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I have my Hidden Blade. I've been wearing that around the convention today, so that's, and I said, like, I didn't know Colin was bringing in the Edward action figure, so I was like,
Yeah, that's probably
I kind of wanted that. So take that. That's great. That's a really good choice.
Yeah, I think they're McFarlane toys, so they're good figures.
They are awesome. I have the Connor one.
Yeah.
And
He's very cool.
others. Yeah. Alright, cool, next up.
Hey, I'm famous. I'm gonna be kind of similar to everyone else. I would give Pokemon that because I think they may have run out of ideas. You know,
Yeah.
like the last new Pokemon, they literally have a pile of garbage as a Pokemon. So
They have a lot of weird Pokemon now.
The
Yeah.
trash bag.
It's
the Bat Bag, the ice cream cone, like
The chandelier with handles for a body.
Yeah.
thank you. I would give Mario that because Mario is Nintendo main boy. Like without him, there be no Nintendo whatsoever. And pass it up to Zelda, and I will actually pass it on to Telltale games.
Okay.
They got the Walking Dead and Tale for the Borderland. I would like to see like a little side story about one of the, side tales of the Zelda. That'd be cool.
So you want a completely different Zelda? It's like a point-and-click kind of
Yeah, kind of.
story. Story.
Yeah, kind of like that.
It finally gives Zelda a good storyline.
Yeah.
I never thought of that as a really good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bryce, thank you. And you'll take the Steam code, alright, so we're rid of that one.
Have you ever played that game? It was a trust.
No, I have not played it.
It's really good.
Alright, we'll trust that you're old enough.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
You have the facial hair of someone experienced.
I wonder who you're gonna pick to keep.
Alright, yeah, so we've got the Mario shirt. It says Deadpool. I like this already. Let's see what you got.
I'll play that short. I can't know the name of
Don't worry about it. Everyone here is like.
They're focusing on us.
Yeah. Or we'll like dance. You can just say that.
I would definitely keep Mario because, well, it's Mario.
It's Nintendo. Nintendo is Mario.
I would have to kill off Pokemon because, well, like that guy said,
Once you play one, you play them all.
Don't worry about it. We're
Yeah,
nervous too.
yeah, we are. Yes.
We're like sweating bullets. Didn't sleep last night.
So shiny face.
But that's a good one. So kill Pokemon. I have ideas.
So this is the part I like hearing. Where would you hand off Zelda?
I would hand it off to Microsoft.
Wow. All right.
Very interesting. So kind of like Gears of War, like that kind of studio?
Yeah.
Cool.
Gritty Legend of Zelda. You want to see just like Link just like covered in blood, chopping
Yes.
his way through the mall.
The Master Sword suddenly becomes a chainsaw.
Yeah.
That's gonna be-
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much.
Time. All right.
Chainsaw time.
Instead of an ocarina, he just has an electric guitar that he's like playing
Yeah.
with his like rap crew and like hitting people with it. I like that. That's cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ethan. Big prize.
Grab a prize, and thank you for coming up, overcoming your nervousness.
So let me. Oh yeah, we still got.
Still got some stuff? Alright, cool. Next up.
Hey guys, my name's Steve, and I want to preface this by saying I don't want to kill off any game, but if I had to,
Tough choices.
it would probably be The Legend of Zelda. If only because I love Pokemon slightly more. I'm sorry. And you know what? I want to keep Pokemon because it's friggin' rad. I love it. And it's sociable, it's awesome.
That's a good point.
So anyway, I want to pass off Mario to Square Enix because we deserve a Super Mario RPG too. I'm sorry, I love the game. And
Yeah, you know
That's the first round of applause that anyone's got today, so that clearly struck a chord.
all right, doing a good job then.
I played Mario RPG the other day for like 10 minutes.
I know.
I love that game.
It's awesome. It's an awesome game for an RPG. It does everything right.
Everything. And even like every RPG up before that, when you're attacking, you're always hitting the A button. And this game actually made it count when you have to time it.
Exactly. It's fun. Like you get into the battles more. It's more interactive, and I just think it's awesome. So yeah, that's all I want to say. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Grab some off the table. It's good stuff. Alright, can you follow that? You think? Alright, let's go.
My name is James, and if I was gonna have to kill off a Nintendo franchise, it would probably be Donkey Kong, because they didn't have that great of a Donkey Kong game in a couple of years.
That's true.
No, wait, have you played Tropical Freeze?
That wasn't that good, man.
Yeah, really? Wasn't that?
It was okay.
There's like a throw. Okay.
It was like a 6.5 out of 10. It was like 7 out of 10.
And if I was gonna give away a series, it would be probably Star Fox, because I'd give it to Sony, because there hasn't been that great of a Star Fox game either, so I want to see a new good Star Fox game.
Yeah.
And if I was gonna keep a series, I'd probably keep Mario, because that's Nintendo's icon.
It is, yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, James.
So that's something else that we can talk about now. Like these guys, you can. So let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, if you guys want to, you can change
So
the other
we
games.
can switch it up. So that's something that we plan on doing. Is if you'd rather throw out 3 more games and either make the tough decision right on the spot, or kind of come up with some other games and kind of pick it out. Or you can keep Mario, Zelda, Pokemon if you still have that opinion. But if you want to throw out 3 more Nintendo franchises, you know, Metroid, Star Fox, Donkey Kong,
Mario Kart, Smash Brothers,
Smash,
the big ones.
you know, throw some stuff. See if you can stump us. If you'd rather, if not, stick with these 3. Let us know. But yeah, we can kind of mix it up a little bit now if you guys want to. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next up.
Hello, my name is Colton. I would probably keep Mario because it's everything. So Mario, what do you have in Nintendo? I'd probably kill Zelda. I played it once and I hated the game.
Which one did you play? Just curious.
Just one.
Oh, the first one. That's understandable.
I would switch Mario to not Mario. Pokemon to Sony.
Very good.
And,
Cool. Thank you very much.
So the good thing with Pokemon going to Sony, I think, is as much as it's underplayed, you still have the Vita, and Pokemon's very much a handheld, like, this is franchise.
No, I want it to be, I want a console, full console.
You want a full console Pokemon? Alright. Well, and that's, you know, the good thing with like cross-buy and cross-play, you can get it on a PS4, finally get a console version, but you can also have it on the Vita and still do that.
That's true. I didn't specify this earlier, but when I said I would take Pokemon to level 5, has to be a console.
Has to be a console.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Cool, next up. Like your shirt.
Hi, I'm Christopher, and in my opinion, I'd keep Mario, definitely.
That seems to be a popular decision today, unanimously.
I would get rid of Zelda.
Have you ever played Zelda? Any of them?
I played the first one.
Okay.
Small benefits.
So that means.
Who would you send Pokemon to?
Microsoft.
Microsoft, okay. Any, like, is that going to be Rare? Or the, do you know the company Rare that did Banjo-Kazooie, or just Microsoft in general?
Just Microsoft in general.
Cool. Very cool, thank you very much. Christopher?
You can grab something off the table down there. Alright, next up.
Hi, my name is Lucas, and I would definitely pass Zelda to maybe Ubisoft. I'd like kind of like a Zelda Assassin's Creed-ish kind of game, and I would keep Mario because I don't think any other like companies do Mario any better than Nintendo would.
Yeah.
And I would definitely get rid of Pokemon.
Cool. Yeah, that's why I ended up killing Mario, because no one else could do it
No one else
justice.
Alright. Thank you very much. Alright. Last but not least, unless we have someone else jump up, Liam.
Hi, my name is Liam, and I would probably pass Zelda to Square Enix. I would keep Mario, because Mario's Nintendo. And I'd get rid of Pokemon, because, well, we've had enough.
We have had enough.
Hold on. How old are you? How old are you?
11.
I love that an 11-year-old she's like, we've had enough Pokemon. I'm getting too old for this stuff. Yeah, I'm getting too old for this stuff.
You're never too old.
There's too many Pokemon to keep track of. I love that. Thank you very much. You got one more? Alright, let's go.
Alright, I'm Joe, and I want to defend Zelda. I have to, because I have a Zelda tattoo on my arm. But I'm a big fan of the lore, and I really want to see that eternal battle between good and evil continue into the future. I'm going to say let's kill Mario. I kind of have some of the same points that Colin had before. Mario Maker has a lot of potential going into the future, and it kind of, even if they keep adding content to it, it preserves some of the things that we remember about Mario growing up. And I'll pass on Pokemon. I do agree that there are too many Pokemon. I'd like to see something that maybe goes back to, I don't know if there's a timeline in Pokemon, but let's go back to somewhere where there's fewer Pokemon, like 600 or something.
Yeah, just the 150, the original.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to throw 3 games back at you guys, 3 games that are different.
All right.
I'm going to go with one of my new favorites, Splatoon, Pikmin, and Donkey Kong.
All right, these are now Splatoon and Pikmin. I am not well versed in. Donkey Kong, I am.
I'm gonna let you go first then.
Really?
I gotta think about this.
Okay, well, this is gonna be kind of easy for me just because I didn't really play Splatoon, so I'm gonna kill it. Don't care about it. Pikmin and Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, I'm just gonna. Actually, I don't know. Hold on, let me think about this.
This is tough. These are like 3 kind of cool franchises, but not like something you think of right away.
Not main franchise.
They're not main. So this is tough.
Two are new, and
Two are relatively
one is
new.
new, one is kind of midly old, and the other is like
Real old.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take Donkey Kong and give that away. I'm gonna give it to Microsoft back to Rare.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let Rare take Donkey Kong back, make a really good Donkey Kong, and Pikmin will stay with Nintendo because I think Pikmin 4's coming out soon.
It's done.
They just randomly announced that it's almost done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, kill Splatoon, keep Pikmin, and Donkey Kong goes back to Rare. That's my choice.
Wow. All right. So I'm gonna give away Splatoon. I know it's new, but I've been loving Splatoon. But there's a couple of glaring omissions, and I think I'd give it to someone that knows what they're doing online. Because if you're playing Splatoon and you want to coordinate your efforts and you want to do something, I think it just needs a little bit more polish. And I think they need to give it to either Microsoft or Sony. Microsoft really has their stuff together online, but I think even Sony could really do some wonders with Splatoon. I think I would. Man, this is tough. I think I'd have them keep Pikmin because I love those games. They don't come out very often. So I'm gonna have to kill off Donkey Kong, which is tough because I love those games. I know, I love Donkey Kong. But the Donkey Kong games have been fairly similar. The last 2, like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze,
The
were
origin
really good.
of Mario, Jumpman.
That's it, yeah. You just killed off Mario. What do you even say? Come on. Judging me for Donkey Kong, you killing off one of the best franchises in the world. So that's my picks. I don't know. That was a good choice, man. Because we were going through like, okay, maybe someone will like throw like Smash Brothers or something, Mario Kart. So like I've been going through these like situations, and that wasn't one of them.
Yeah, no, those games ain't comp at all.
Okay, how about this? Your choices are Smash Brothers, Star Fox, and Metroid.
Oh, the overs. All right, let's take a half-hour break. Okay.
All right.
You go?
I got mine.
Go ahead.
Ready to go. All right. I'm going to keep Smash because Nintendo polishes that game until it's done. Other companies wouldn't. So keeping Smash. I'm going to give away Metroid.
I think we're going to have the same. Maybe different developers, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, well, I'm trying to think of who I'm giving Metroid away to, and that's a tough one. But I think, you know what? I came up with this back in January or February. and I'm giving away Metroid to the guys that made Dead Space.
Visceral.
Visceral.
Visceral games.
You get a creepy space shooter. You finally get some company that's going to push the envelope a little further the creepiness that Nintendo's willing to do. Make it a little bit more mature, which I think the Metroid series needs. And Metroid's one of my favorite series, but Nintendo doesn't give it enough love, so give it to someone who will. Okay? If you're going 2D Metroid, there's a ton of indie developers you can
Hold on,
get to.
no, that's gonna be mine. Don't do that.
Oh, fine. And Star Fox, I like the Star Fox games, but they haven't really done anything different since Star Fox 64. I can replay that on my 3DS.
Assault was good.
Until
Assault.
Assault was excellent.
Assault was good.
Assault was amazing.
Which one was the dinosaur one?
That was Avengers, which was awesome.
Don't talk about that.
You don't
We
know
don't talk about that. I was gonna say.
I'm gonna. Okay.
So, alright.
I'm gonna kill Star Fox. Dead. I'm gonna keep Smash Bros because, like you said, they just polish it like crazy. What was it? PlayStation All Stars that they tried. They couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Xbox never tried one, but I don't trust them to do it. And Metroid, I would give away 2 Yacht Club games. We just did Shovel Knight, so old 2D style, side-scrolling, just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'd be good. I mean, if you look at the indie developers doing those kind of games, you see like the one guy that made was it Axiom Verge on the PlayStation Network?
Yeah.
There's one, maybe 2 guys, and that's like a throwback straight to to the old Metroid 2D kind of style games, and it's like, so I think if you gave to a number, even SteamWorld did. You look at Image and Form, and those guys like. SteamWorld did was very much a Metroidvania type game. You go down, you'd see a place, you'd be like, I need something else to get back into that place, and you go find it, and then you go back and you gotta remember it. So any of those kind of indie developers that were inspired by those old games, I think would handle 2D Metroids really fantastically. But Yacht Club Games is a great choice. Thank you for throwing those out.
Yeah, thank you.
There's still a couple of things down there, so if you want to grab.
Or if anyone has questions, even about podcasting or about us,
yeah,
what favorite games are, what we doesn't matter.
Well, let's
pick a prize.
Yeah, let's open the floor now, I guess, to anyone that has any questions. If you're interested in podcasting, if you're interested in anything else that we do, what we've done before, that kind of stuff. Let's open up.
Hey, I always wondered, how did you guys start podcasting? What attracted you guys to it and just decided to start doing it?
For me, so let's repeat the question. Make sure everyone can hear.
Yeah. So the question was, how do we get started? How do we get interested in podcasting?
Yeah.
My girlfriend Mel is obsessed with podcasts and listens to tons and tons of them. Has been for years. I never listened to them really. I started listening to some of the ones she was listening to, and I was like, these guys are just friends hanging out, having a conversation, recording it basically. I was like, that sounds kind of fun. So me and a couple of friends, Paul over there, we started BFGC podcast, which you can find on iTunes and stuff. It's not for younger people. We don't hold back on that.
It's got the E.
So we started that like a year or 7 months ago, maybe. Year and 8 months. And it was just really fun. I'll let it take away because then you want to start this.
Yeah, for this one, this is kind of an idea we've been bouncing back and forth for a little while, and
it was for a while.
We started stuff before, like websites and like recording stuff and all that kind of thing. But around this time last year, we really started, like October, November, we really started pushing forward this idea of let's make a Nintendo podcast. And really started kind of structuring it okay, let's, instead of an hour, because I listen to a lot of podcasts myself, but I was like, there's so many of them, and most of them are an hour, so let's do a half-hour podcast. And right now we're inching closer to 40 minutes, so we're going to be over this week. But that happens. So that was kind of the thing, and it was just okay, what do we know? What can we talk about? Let's talk about all video games, or if we're going a half hour, let's maybe just focus on Nintendo. And so that's kind of how we got started. We just, we bought these mics.
I ended up buying this just before because I was making YouTube videos with gaming and stuff, with video capture. And I looked online, this seemed to be the best one reviewed, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, mics were kind of the biggest thing expense-wise, aside from the computer. which I didn't buy specifically for the podcast, but they're expensive little buggers. So that's kind of equipment-wise, what we wanted to make sure we had before we did it. Figured out how to record with 2 mics into a computer, which is a fun little hack to put together, and just kind of figure out like where to host and that kind of stuff, and go from there.
We did one podcast long ago. I don't even remember who was on it.
Joystick Monkey. That was me, you, Jonathan McDonald, and Brennan Vision.
Yes. I guess that's the original.
That was like
three years ago.
Ooh, that's like 7 or 8 years ago.
What? No. Okay, I don't know how long, how much time has passed in my life.
That was back when I was going here.
Oh well. Okay. Yeah.
I might have been working here. I don't know.
So I guess that's the real origin.
So that's way back. And that was called Joystick Monkey. We had a website. We had a bunch of stuff. And I still actually go by Joystick Monkey on PlayStation Network.
Yeah, I know how you can tell when this came out.
Okay.
That day, the Sonic Transform Racing, whatever, the demo came out on Xbox. I remember talking about it on the podcast. Yeah.
All right.
So we can look that up.
I think what we also talked about that was the iPad was coming out. The first one.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a while ago.
So the iPad 16 now.
Yeah. So we started this a while ago. It's been something we've been interested in for a while. And we're 32 episodes into this right now. We do it every single week. So we go over 32 weeks, and it's fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, I highly recommend if anyone is into if you like listening to podcasts, or even just hanging out with your friends and having kind of dumb conversations, I guess.
Yeah.
Just buy some stuff and record it and see what you can do.
Yeah. And mics definitely make a difference.
Yeah, mics definitely make a difference.
For
a decent amount.
I mean, while we're on it, I can talk about a little bit about the hosting thing. We host our podcast. Our main hosting is through SoundCloud. So there's a few different tiers. There's a free tier where you get like a certain amount of hours worth of audio you can upload. There's a mid tier where I think that might double, something like that. And then there's an unlimited tier. Depending on what you want, you can choose to pay for it. I think the unlimited tier is like $16 a month, so it's not that bad as far as like podcast hosting goes. And then people can go straight back through your entire library. So that's kind of what we have. So you can go back, listen through episode 1 straight up to 32 if you have the time and if you felt like doing it. And that's just something you can decide. But the free tier is still really good. They actually still keep all your audio. It's just hidden. And then from SoundCloud, we forward on to like iTunes. We also upload everything to YouTube. We do some stuff on Twitch. We've been starting to play around with that stuff. Aside from posting our podcast on YouTube, we also do some videos. So Colin just did a no deaths 20-minute run through of Mario 3.
Warp Whistle Run.
Warp Whistle Run. Yeah, hence the name. So that was just insane because I'm not that good at video games. I love them, but I'm not that good. So he's just like, I was watching that. I was like,
decent at classic games. We got Mega Man 2 coming up.
Yeah.
We'll run of that. Mega Man 3 coming up. We'll run of that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just something you gotta be just kind of willing to stick with it and have fun with it and that kind of stuff. But it's cool.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah. Sorry
if you're not prize.
Oh no, I gotta go long too, like a few minutes. So.
All right, cool. Anyone else?
What are your top 3 video games of all time?
Ooh. I know mine right off the bat. Go ahead. Mario 3, Mega Man 2, Chrono Trigger.
Good man.
Wow, alright. That was quick.
Yeah.
Original Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, and Ocarina of Time.
Favorite Metroid game?
Favorite Metroid game? 2D or 3D?
3D.
3D? Prime 3.
I still know the original Prime.
Original Prime. I mean, one or 3. 2 was good, but it was kind of the black sheep of that series. And but 1 and 3 are fantastic. I found 3 just kind of took everything and amped it up, and the Wii visuals gave it a little bit of an.
I never got to play 3.
It's good. It's really good. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Really good. As far as I think Super Metroid would be my favorite too.
That'll be my pick, just because I haven't played any of the 3D ones. I mentioned on the podcast before, it's like kind of like embarrassing story.
Yeah, we did an embarrassing games we've never played episode.
That's
if you
fine.
wanna your deepest, darkest secrets, go back and find that one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he has a GameCube, so. And I think you have all the games.
I have the GameCube, I have all the games, borrow them, whatever.
And did the trilogy release on the Wii U recently? It was
Yeah.
like $10 and I missed it.
Yep.
I can still buy it for $20, but we'll see.
I think you were first and then up to you.
What's your least favorite game of all time?
Least favorite?
This is gonna be harder.
Least favorite game of all time. I bought and played one of the worst rated games of all time. It was called Yoda's Story Adventure,
For Game Boy
Yoda
Advance?
Adventure Stories or something. Game Boy, it wasn't Game Boy Advance, it was Game Boy Color. I got it in the cheap bin at Blockbuster when they were still open. And that was back before like game reviews were super popular. So I was just like obsessed with Star Wars, as I still am, and was like, a Star Wars game that I can afford. And I grabbed it, and it was the worst thing. I think right now, if you look it up, it's got about a 2 Metacritic score. It is terrible. It is borderline unplayable, and I paid money for it, and still have it. That is the worst game I've ever played, and my least favorite game ever.
I honestly don't know. I can't think of any, like, someone give me some ideas.
Favorite obscure
Superman 64. So, Superman 64. That actually is the worst game I've ever played. Have you ever played that? Has anyone ever played that?
Yeah.
It was just impossible to control. You had to fly through rings to get everywhere.
It just sucked.
That's the only way to describe that game. It just sucked.
Thank you for reminding me of that terrible, terrible memory.
I watched someone play all the way through Super Mario, Superman 64 for charity once.
They played through the
And they
thing?
actually beat the game.
I didn't think
That's for charity. I don't even. Wow.
Yeah. Well, basically, it was like every time they donated $100, it added an extra hour onto the game time, and eventually they donated so much money they were able to get through all of Superman 64.
I think I only ever got through like 10 rings in that game. And I was just like through my controller.
Yeah, that's
Which
it.
there's actually stuff in it besides the rings. There's like actual like
Is there more to it?
normal gameplay in that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's the more you know.
Too bad that sucks too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Alright, up top.
Your favorite Legend of Zelda game and why?
This is probably gonna be a little bit interesting to some people. My favorite Zelda game is the newest one, which is Link Between Worlds. Love that game.
Another fan.
Yeah.
Woo!
The 3DS
The
version?
3DS one.
That's a wicked game.
That is, it's like, because originally it was Link to the Past, and I found this game was basically a clone with a new mechanic, new twist, and it was just better. So I absolutely love that game. Yeah, I beat it twice. I haven't beaten on Hero mode yet, but I'm about halfway through. Very hard on Hero mode. One hit, you're dead, basically.
For me, I think Ocarina is probably my favorite. Just because some of the newer games have been, bigger, better, all that kind of stuff. Link to the Past was great. The 2D or top-down games were great. But remembering every time I still play the 3DS version of Ocarina, and every single time I play it, it still brings me back to the first time playing it, the first time controlling that and going through, and then walking into Hyrule Field and just being like, man, like I can go there and I can go there and I can go there. And I remember that like from when I was a kid and that game first came out, and I was like just blown away by this. And then you get like Epona, the horse, and it's like just opens up this whole new world for you, really. And it's such a real world. It's such a living world. You can go into the town and there's people walking around and doing their jobs and all that kind of stuff. And it was just like, it's one of those games that just like changed the way I think about what video games can be. And that's still one of my favorites. I still go back and play it. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was a life-changing experience, basically. Yeah, that game. What's your favorite Zelda game? That's
Also a fantastic choice.
good choice. I don't think I've ever actually fully beaten that game.
Really? So good. So good. Did you
You
play
wanna
the
know-
new 3DS one? Did you play the remake for the 3DS?
No, I don't have
No? Okay. Yeah, I haven't picked that one up yet, but I love that game.
I picked it up. Didn't play it.
Really?
She made me get it for her gift, and then I don't even know if she turned it on.
It's terrible. Sorry, terrible. Yeah, if you want to come up, there's still a couple of things left. There's Bit Trip Runner and Ollie Ollie for the Wii U eShop. If you want to grab them. And anyone else? There's been some more people that. Oh yeah. Okay.
Are there any like dead Nintendo franchises like maybe that haven't gotten a game in the past few years or anything you'd like to see come back? Or
Wave Race.
Yeah.
100%.
That's that one.
I had that Compton ready to go. Like that was just quick revolver action. 100% Wave Race, man. Like, it just yes. Colin, go ahead.
I know they just did like the new DS Kid Icarus stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see a real like a console Kid Icarus maybe. Kind of cool. Instead of it was like an on rails game. You controlled.
Yeah. I think that'd be good as a console.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are probably my pick.
Yeah. I mean, another one. I'd love to see another like a full-fledged console Pilot Wings game. They had the Pilot Wings 3D for the 3DS when it first came out. That game you could run through in like an hour. So that I'd like to see like a big fully because that was so much fun to fly around in that game and the controls were so tight and a lot of variation, but it doesn't take any time to beat. So I'd like to see that. But Wave Race deserves some love. Hasn't gotten it since the GameCube.
I remember the dolphin cheat in Wave Race. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, the first Wave Race 64.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think we've got to wrap it up. So if anyone has any more questions or anything like that, now's the time. We've got a couple left.
What is your favorite Mario Kart game and why?
8, the newest one. Love the whole series, but it's one of those games that you go back and you can play them. And I still love playing Mario Kart 64.
That's the best one.
Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS is fantastic, but I find they keep polishing them. The new one, 8, 60 frames a second, 1080p. Find a better looking game. I don't care if it's Xbox One, PS4. That game is silky smooth, fantastic art direction, fun to play.
Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart is really good.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I love the what was like the beach level when you're in the battle mode. You use a little leap to hop into that thing and don't hit.
Yeah.
I did it every time.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite?
Favorite is probably Mario Kart 64 actually. I really love
Yeah, mine
the
too.
Nintendo one, but 64 was best because I have two brothers, and we always used to play together. And I had like it was just awesome. Like we'd invite our cousin over. We do like 4-player battle mode. It was freaking amazing.
That was our childhood as well.
Yeah, 100%. And battle mode has not been as good since.
Battle mode Mario Kart 8 is garbage.
It's trash. And battle mode for 64, yeah, we spent hours on. Between that and GoldenEye, like we broke into the controllers constantly. Like that's it. So
I think you had a question next.
Have you guys been playing Mario Maker recently, and what are your thoughts on it?
I actually picked it up at midnight, or I guess it was 1 o'clock when it actually let me download it on Thursday night. I've been playing it. I only played it for a couple hours, but I am absolutely loving it. I made one really, what I consider a really good stage. It's a ghost house stage, really tricky.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. If you go onto our Facebook page, you're going to post the little link there. There's a code that you can actually download the levels I made. So you want to try them out. Have you played it?
Yeah, I have. I'm playing it quite a lot.
Excellent. You make some good stages?
Yeah, actually, when I was little, I really wanted to create my own Nintendo levels. This is actually my childhood dream.
Yeah, mine too.
So you got like the 28-year-old child, and how old are you? Like you're saying like when you were a child. 12, and you're talking about when you were a kid. So you're so old. Hey man, that's great, man. It's really cool. And so think about us. My first game I ever played, and his too, was the original Super Mario Brothers. We've been waiting 30 years to make our own stages, and you get to, and we're finally. I haven't picked it up. I just got the 8-bit Mario amiibo, but I didn't pick up the game. And
So yes, everyone pick it up.
I can't wait.
If you guys make some cool stages, go onto our Facebook page, share your code so we can download your levels, give you some likes and stars and comments.
You're too young to even sign up for Facebook. But when you turn 13, you can get a Facebook account. Come onto our page. We would love to play your stages.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
I have a YouTube, so I'm gonna.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Well, find us on YouTube and share some of your creations because we would. Honestly, I would love to play your stages and see what you come up with.
Me too.
That'd be great.
Just did on my phone, and I'm not subscribing you guys.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
That's great.
I think there's a question in the back there.
Yeah. All right.
What's your favorite Mega Man Robot Master?
Oh,
that's his
question. I love Mega Man so much.
Yeah.
My favorite robot master. shoot. Gotta say either Airman or Metal Man, both from Mega Man 2. Airman is actually, Heatman's pretty funny too. He's a Zippo lighter. He looks ridiculous. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go Metal Man, just because his metal blade is so overpowered, and I use it in almost every single stage, and like it's the best weapon in any Mega Man game. Plus, he doesn't attack you until you attack him. Very nice guy. Very considerate. What about you? What's yours?
Probably Hornet
What one's you?
Mega Man 9.
Okay. Alright. I'm not super familiar with 9 and 10. I do own them, but 1 through 6, they're my jam.
Yeah, they really are.
Favorite X series game?
Mega Man X? X2.
Mine too.
Yeah, X2, for sure.
Alright. If no one else has some questions, we gotta get out of here pretty quickly, but we can go outside, because I think the next people coming in here probably want. But we'll go outside and we'll answer any other questions.
One last quick
Which one?
Do you have anything else besides this shirt?
No.
Sorry, nothing left. Might be able to trade with someone though, see if
Is it
anyone
too
else
big?
wants-
Is it too big? You grow into it. Yes.
Alright, well that's it. Thank you very much for coming out. It's been a pleasure. You can find us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere else that podcasts are available. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We hope you enjoyed it. We've been the Warp Whistle, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
See ya.